Welcome to The Buzz. I'm Wally Conway. Joining us on The Buzz today from Wild Birds Unlimited is Brian Bidwell. Brian, welcome to The Buzz.
Good to be here, Wally. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. I love what you do with the birds, for the birds. I love the way people respond to having birds around them, so I'm just grateful to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Help me understand, what is it about birds that make us so happy?
Well, bringing the joy of nature into your lives is so cool. I mean, I got a call this morning from somebody that I hadn't spoke to in a while, and she said, my husband and I had the drapes open this morning, and the bird feeder was right out front, and we're waking up to these magnificent birds out in our yard, just at our feeders. And she said it was just so spiritual, it was so heartfelt. That kind of joy bringing into people's lives when they're starting out first thing in the morning is what it's all about. We get people coming in the store all the time that says, oh, Brian, you wouldn't believe what's going on. That is a very, very heartfelt thing for me. And I do the same thing in my yard. Every morning I'm out there feeding the birds and taking care of them. So
that's wonderful. Brian, how do you help a homeowner choose the right bird feeder to attract the right bird based on their interest in the environment that their home happens to be placed in?
Well, we do a very thorough job when you come into the store and trying to find out what's going on in your yard. Different elements like, do you have any trees in there? Do you have any place for the bird to perch on when he's going to the feeder? Do you have protective elements that keep predators out of sight and out of mind? So the proper placement of the bird feeder and the proper type of bird feeders that you can use an immense number of seeds is extremely important. So we're doing a program called Feederscaping coming up, where we're actually going to be coming out to people's yards. We're in a test pilot program and hope to have that off the ground next month. But taking a feeder like this, Wally, and putting it in proper placement out in the yard, and this can be your foundational feeder. A foundational feeder is a feeder that you can fill up full of seed and have going for couple days, and the birds know that that's your feeder and that's your go-to. Making it easy for you to go in and fill it up with the best seed products and put a baffle on it so you can keep the squirrels and other predators out of it.
Right. So no matter what my yard looks like, you can craft a plan so I can optimize my bird activity.
Absolutely, absolutely. Bringing good feed, protection, and water sources in there is phenomenal. That is the magic of bringing the magic 3 that brings the birds in and really makes it happen.
You mentioned the importance of good feed. What is the difference between feed that I can get for $2 for 100 pounds and a little higher quality feed? What's actually the difference?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Wally, because there's a huge difference. The feed that you can get, the cheap stuff, has fillers in it, and that fillers can make up 50 or 75% of the feed in there, and that ends up on the ground. So you think you're getting this great deal with this big bag of seed that costs you hardly anything, that probably had an expiration date 5 years from now also. When you get seed from Wild Birds Unlimited, it is fresh from the farm every week. We get it.
Wow.
We get it fresh every week. It has no fillers. So our seed is 100% edible, and we can also do it with no mess. So we have seeds that actually have no shells in it. So you can do it with no mess and enjoy completely your bird feeding hobby.
And a quality bird feed produces no weed, because when the bird kicks that out, it becomes a weed.
That's absolutely correct. So if you have a no mess seed that doesn't have the shells in it, the chances of that germinating are slim to none. So we can take any yard, make it a beautiful habitat for the birds, and a great place for you to enjoy and bringing nature into your yard and happiness into your home.
Excellent. What's the best way to get a hold of you and to learn more, to visit your store?
Well, we've got 2 stores. The Jacksonville Beach store is located at the end of J. Turner Butler Boulevard. We're in between Trader Joe's and Staples, right in the middle.
Easy to find.
And the Julington Creek store that we just purchased 2 weeks ago is out on State Road 13 and Racetrack Road, next to the Publix out there.
I know right where you are. I've been there. I enjoy the store.
Well, good.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, thanks, Wally.
I'd like to thank Brian from Wild Birds Unlimited for being with us today. For The Buzz, I'm Wally Conway.